Welcome to LadyBoss Unplugged. This is Molly Richards, your host. I am beyond excited to empower you to overcome life's obstacles, to form new healthy habits, to cultivate a growth mindset, as well as bring in some super cool guests who will share their own kind of magic with you. Oh, did I mention we'll have fun too? Heck yes, we will. Join me for weekly, unfiltered, raw, real, and encouraging conversations that inspire transformative change, that give you the tools to create a positive domino effect in every aspect of your life, and just have fun hanging out. Now, let's get unplugged. Hello. Welcome to LadyBoss Unplugged, episode number 3. What? My name is Molly Richards. I am your host. I am so happy you are here. I appreciate you so much. And I'm excited about today's episode because if you're like me, raise your hand if you're like me. And when you think about wanting to be your healthiest, when you think about wanting to be your most energetic, positive, healthy, most confident self, you start to get overwhelmed and think of all the things that will require. And you think, where do I even start? Or, oh, what if it gets hard? Or what if I fail? Or like, maybe it's just safer to not even try. I've definitely done that. You might have too. But here's what's super cool in today's episode is I have something I call it the crazy 8's of a healthy, happy life. I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little bit silly. You'll get to know me while I host this podcast. And I don't know, that's just how God made me. But I like to think of things on the lighter side, and that's when I have success. So when I think of crazy, healthy habits, that's easier to me than thinking of, oh my gosh, this huge list of the things I need to do. So I'm going to tell you what these 8 things are that I do daily, that I do my best to do daily. By the way, if I don't do all 8, I don't stress about it, because one of the rules I have in my life is to avoid as much stress as possible. As we know, that just hinders our health mentally and physically, right? So I'm going to share with you not only these 8 ways that you can live healthier and do each day, but also the benefits. Okay. So real quick, let me just tell you that years ago, before I was a busy mom and all of that, I did not put that much effort into my health. I just kind of took it for granted until then. I had these 2 kids and I wanted to have energy to play with them. I wanted to feel good in my clothes. I wanted to feel sexy for my husband, for myself. I wanted to just feel my absolute best. And so I decided, it's a decision, by the way, right? I decided enough's enough. I need to make me a priority. I'm big on that, by the way. You will hang out with me in this podcast. And I know that when we make ourselves a priority, it's not selfish. It is required so that we can then pour into and onto others. And so that we feel our absolute best. And when we do, everyone else benefits. Can I get it? Amen. And so when I decided to be a healthier person, I became happier. And when I became happier, I wanted to continue on my health journey. It is like they are tied together, the health and the happiness, both mental and physical. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but when you are really taking care of yourself, do you show up differently? I totally do, as opposed to the times when I feel lazy. I don't want to go do things. I want to eat junk food. I want to skip my workouts. All of a sudden, I'm like grumpy Molly. Even my kids, when they were younger, if I didn't do my daily movement, they would be like, Mom, do you want to go for a walk or a run or something? Because you're like way cooler and more patient and nicer when you do something like a walk or a run. And I was like, oh my gosh, my kids are realizing that I show up differently when I care for myself. So I want you to recognize this for you today, as well as when I would go through the drive-through with my kids and I'd be like, whatever, I don't feel like making anything at home. I'm busy. And I would eat, at McDonald's or Taco Bell or whatever they wanted. I would eat it and it would satisfy my hunger. But then all of a sudden I would feel crappy and I would show up in a crappy way. It's so wild how it is all correlated. But what I want to say today is don't stress about any of it. Go on your journey have a goal for how you want to feel. I always say, like, looking is one thing, but feeling is a whole other ballgame, right? When you feel good, you will just make better choices and you will show up differently and you will create better habits for yourself, not just for today, but for a lifetime. And so I am going to now let you know the crazy eights of a healthy life, according to Molly. And I want to read this quote actually. It says, when we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. So it's about becoming the next best version of ourselves. Even if it's, I always say like 1% better every day is going to add up to a whole different you, a better you. You're already awesome, right? And so that's what I want to do every day. I want to show up better for myself, for my family, for my husband, for my friends. I always say that. And so let's get to this. Okay. So like I said, don't stress about your health journey because that just raises your cortisol and it takes the fun out of it. I really try to look at my daily life in a fun way. I know people are always like, you're so happy. I'm like, it's a choice. It's a decision. And I did learn this from my mom. So I know my mom, I will talk about my mom throughout this podcast because she's amazing. I call her like the OG. Like she is amazing, raised 9 kids and has always taken care of herself. Guess what? She's 83 and thriving today. And so she is one of my total role models. And she tries not to really stress. She's always like, I'll work it out. And she always makes things fun and has a positive attitude. And so I've adopted that and I hope that you will too, because stress is just a fun killer. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, each day just become 1% better. And you can do that with these 8 habits that you can cultivate into your life. These are 8 things that I do daily. And so take notes if you want. We will have show notes, of course, for you. And we would love to hear from you after you listen to this podcast. And of course, share it with a friend, give us a review and keep coming back because we have so many good ones on the way. I don't know why I'm singing, but there you go. Okay. So this is the first thing I do every day when I wake up, besides going and having coffee. You do not want to talk with me until I've had a couple sips of coffee. Ask my husband. He's like, okay, let her have a couple sips and then I will say good morning. So, and then the smile comes and then the happy, joyful Molly comes. So I'm curious if that happens with you too. There are a lot of non-coffee drinkers out there and I'm like, what? I don't know. It just became a habit for me back when I was in college, I guess. Okay. So the first thing that I do, well, you might be wondering, does she go on social media first thing? Heck no. Heck no. Do I go look at my emails? No. I don't even look at my text messages. I drink my coffee and the first thing I do is I do a Bible study. You can do a Bible study if you want, or you could definitely do some sort of personal development or personal growth, or you could just read something that fuels your soul, that fuels your mind, that helps you just be calm at the beginning of the day. And what I know from personal experiences, each day when I have an app on my phone that I use, it's just my Bible app. And I just do like different studies. And what happens is I have spiritual growth beginning every single day. I have peace starting every single day. What? Many people go to their email. I used to, or look at the news and then they start out stressed. Not good for our overall health. Like I said, cortisol goes up and then our health goes out the window, right? When you start out with something faith-based like this, you don't have to, but it works for me. I'm just going to tell you what works for me and many of my friends. You also then feel like you have some guidance to guide you and direct your day. It's magical. You start out your day with joy doing it this way. Joy. What? So awesome, right? And it renews your mind. It renews my mind every day. Like I said, if you don't want to do a Bible study, you could always do personal development, personal growth, like a self-help book or a Audible or a podcast. I'm big on that. But what happens when you do this is you will feel motivated first thing in the morning. What? Okay, that is awesome, right? You will feel like you've been given direction. Many times we wake up stressed in the morning. We have a big to-do list. We have big goals. And all of a sudden we're like, oh, okay, I know where to go. Oh, I know how to deal with this problem. I have a solution. I'm feeling motivated. When you start your day off with personal development, you also actually have increased productivity. You're like pumped up right out of the gates. So cool, right? And because you're pumped up and you have that guidance and you feel like you have that direction and motivation, you actually feel more confident. You actually feel happier. That is so cool. And with all of this, you have improved mental health, like first thing in your day. So this is crazy eight number one, by the way, right? And because you are either doing a Bible study or some personal development, all of a sudden you have a vision. You have created a vision for yourself for the day. And when you have that vision and you take action, you then have a more successful day, a more successful you, a more successful, healthier, happier life. One of the things I love about personal development as well is that you can learn something new, right? You can develop a growth mindset. I love one day someone told me this. I don't know where I was. I used to go to a ton of conferences and things like that. And if you're not growing, you're shrinking. If you're not learning, you're dying. I want to grow and learn every day. I don't want to shrink and die. What about you? So, daily personal development is going to help you become more whole. It will help you have a growth mindset. This also will help you overcome challenges that come throughout your day, that come into your week, your month, your life. Hello, all of us have challenges. That's why I do not go on social media, by the way. I don't go on it very much anymore. And I definitely don't go on it in the morning because it just creates like lack in my brain. To wake up and look at your social media first thing is like all of a sudden you're like, wait, what do I not have? Why do I not look like her? Why wasn't I at that event? Why isn't my life like this? Right? You all of a sudden go into this lack. It's so wild. And so when you do something positive like a Bible study or personal development, you are in a growth mindset. You are like pumped up and you're like, yes, let's go. My life is up to me. And everyone on social media, by the way, it's a highlight reel, y'all. You know that. Everyone's just showing all their good stuff when the reality is we all have challenges. No one's life is perfect, even if they look like they have their hair and their nails done and the perfect handbag and body and all of that. Okay. So that's a whole other podcast, but I just want to encourage you just to embrace your awesomeness each and every day. And then one of the things I love most about starting my day with this first thing, with Bible study and personal development, is that it improves our peace of mind. So just like I said, instead of the news or social media where all of a sudden you're frantic and you're like worried and stressed and comparing and you don't think you're enough and all of that, doing personal development or a Bible study actually gives you peace. Tell me right now out loud, say peace wherever you are, flash the peace sign. I know, even if you're out and about in the world, just be like, yeah, Molly, I want peace in my life. This number one of my crazy eights to a healthier life is going to help you in so many ways. Okay, so number two is prayer. I love prayer. I love meditation. I love manifesting, and I love deep breathing. You can pick one of the four. You could do 1, 2, 3, or all four, whatever you want to do. But each of these things is calming. Each of these things is so calming. It is magical, right? So, what I mean by this is, of course, prayer is just like releasing everything, giving it to God, whoever, whatever you believe in, the spirit, the universe, and letting go of your own control and just putting it out there. Meditation, number two, is like, I love meditation, by the way. I used to think it was woo woo. I used to be like, I'm too crazy. I'm too hyper to meditate. I can't do that. I don't know how to quiet my brain. When I do, I sing commercial songs in my head. I all of a sudden write up my to-do list and I start to worry. I used to do that. And then I remember my husband over the last year got really into meditating. He was like, Molly, trust me. Just go and put on some white noise, give yourself 20 minutes a day and just quiet your brain and just breathe. Like breathing, breath work is so important. It just in through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and slow is magical. And when I started to do that, I became more calm and I became more powerful because of that. I felt more confident because of it. And then the next step from that, and I could do a whole other podcast on this because it has been life changing for us as a family, is then manifesting. So when you meditate, you can then manifest thinking, what do I want in my life? What do I want more of? It's okay to want, by the way. I used to definitely not know how to want, and that was a mistake. And then I would, in the manifesting, I would think, who do I want to be? How do I want to show up? How do I want to love more? What things do I want to accomplish? What people do I want to hang out with? And what things do I want to have in my life? What experiences do I want to have in my life? So all of those are so magical. Like I said, prayer, meditation, breathing, and manifesting. And you don't have to, when I used to think of the three words like meditation, manifestation, and breathing, I used to think, oh my gosh, that's like yoga talk. It's not. It's actually just very, very healthy practices. And so that is number 2 of the crazy 8s. Number 3 is good fuel, meaning good food. You've heard the phrase good food, good mood. It is so true. And I know that it might take a little bit of time and a little bit of effort to think of what you're going to eat each day, but it is so worth it. We talk about this a lot in the Lady Boss community, especially in our 30-day slim down challenge. But just taking a minute to think of, how can I eat the rainbow? How can I eat the rainbow? What bright fruits and vegetables can I bring into my day? And eating seasonally is so important. Like what fruits and vegetables are, in season right now? Go eat those. And what lean meats can I eat? Or good fish can I eat? And what protein can I get in every day? Women, we need more protein than we think, and all of that. So when you have good food in your body, you are going to then decrease disease, right? You are going to improve your immune system. Who doesn't want that? We're going to have more energy. We're going to be in a better mood. We're going to live longer. We're going to have stronger bones and teeth and more beautiful skin. I want all of those things. What about you? And so one other thing, I am never, ever the food police. I'm not a food shamer, any of that. But I can tell you that when I used to eat out a ton because it was easy or go through the drive-through, I had worse skin. My hair was like brittle. It was so weird. And I just felt crappy. I was not in a good mood all the time. And then when I gave myself a little more time to do some food prepping, I don't do meal prep, I do food prep. So I'll just like cook up some chicken on a Sunday, cook up some ground turkey, wash a bunch of vegetables, get everything ready for a salad, wash up a bunch of fruit, make sure I have nuts available, make sure I have everything for my shake available. When I started to do that, I got in a routine, right? And when you have a routine, it's kind of like your exercise routine. It's easier to stick to, right? And then you all of a sudden you're like, wow, I've eaten at home for the last 4 nights. Yes. And so you'll just feel so much better. So good food, good mood. That is number 3, good fuel for your body. Number 4 is hydrate with water. Not coffee, darn it. Not soda, not juice, not frappuccinos or wine. Darn it, I know. But water is magical, as you know. And so one of the things that I do, and you could even do if you don't do it yet, many people have a Stanley. So a lot of people probably already do this, but I just fill up a couple of my water bottles first thing in the morning. And my goal is to get through those by like 4 o'clock, just so I don't get up at night and have to go to the bathroom all night long. Wow, too much information. But again, this is Lady Boss Unplugged. So I'm just going to keep it real with you. And so the reason we want to hydrate with water is because it regulates our body temperature. It does so many amazing things. It keeps our joints lubricated. We want our joints lubricated, right? It helps us deliver nutrients to our cells. It keeps our organs functioning. It keeps blood flow to the skin, and it helps with digestion. And of course, it helps us not be thirsty. And I know we all, some of us love Diet Coke. Some of us love our coffee and our frappuccinos. Here's my rule: drink all the water that you need to, and then you can have that. So that's like your reward for accomplishing the goal of hydrating with enough water each day. And here's another thing. Once you start doing this, you just drink water throughout the day. It just becomes a habit where you're like, where's my water bottle? Oh my gosh, I need more water. Like, and when you go out to eat and they say, what would you like to drink? You're like, actually, I would just like water, please. Maybe be a little crazy and add some lemon. And so hydration, that is number 4 of my crazy 8s. Number 5 is movement. And we like to refer to this as daily joyful movement, meaning how do you want to move your body each day? Like before you go to bed, think of it like at night, you're like, okay, how do I want to move tomorrow? Oh, I want to go do this. Maybe sign up for that class before you go to bed, commit to it. Or maybe you wake up in the morning, you're like, you know what? It's a beautiful day. I'm going to go for a walk on the beach. I'm going to go for a bike ride. That'll make me smile. I'm going to take a yoga class because I feel a little tight and that will be amazing. I'm going to go kickbox because I have a little aggression today. I'm a little grumpy. I want to go punch something. Uh, all of these different ways that we can move will bring us joy when we bring the right attitude to it. So I'm sharing this with you because I used to look at exercise as something that was like a chore, something that was torture, something that I had to do, something that, oh gosh, I didn't want to do, but like, I got to do it. Have you ever done that? I think all of us have. Instead, I want to encourage you to do it the Lady Boss way. We talk about daily joyful movement because why not find joy and feel joy from moving the body that God gave us each day and doing the things that we want to do, right? And by the way, I love to cross train. I love to do what feels good to me, but also like a little cardio here, lifting here, a little stretching here, yoga here, maybe some pickleball here, maybe some tennis, maybe like I said, a hike or a bike ride. Like what sounds good to you, map it out even on a Sunday and be like, look at this. I have so much fun to look forward to. Did I say torturous fitness to look forward to? No, or to dread. I have fun to look forward to. So finding the fun in your fitness is what's going to change your attitude about it. And when we have a good attitude about something and it becomes a habit, it then just becomes part of our lives. How cool is that to have joyful movement part of our lives? We are going to live longer because of it. And I just have to tell you a couple benefits of daily movement. And I also want to tell you real quick how important it is to lift weights, ladies. I mean, 3 days a week, let's say, okay, 2 to 3 days a week. In fact, I just met with an online doctor last week. It was like a hormone doctor. It was amazing. And we were talking about lifting and different weights. And I was saying, oh, I used to be a cardio freak. And then I stopped and I started to lift weights and my body changed. And he said, yes, embrace that. Do more of that. Lift 2 to 3 days per week, 30 minutes, maybe like 6 different exercises. He gave me couple different examples, a little bit, heavier than you think, a little bit. We're not going to bulk up, ladies. And he said, when you do this, you will add 10 years to your life. What? Who wants to add 10 years to your life? I sure as heck do. So when he told me that, I'm just like, yes. So you can actually even lift weights watching a show, by the way. Multitasking. If you're like, Molly, I don't have time for that. I'm getting my walk done with my friends, or I'm playing pickleball with my friends and I'm doing all this, but I know I need to lift. Like you could still do it. Listening to this podcast right now, you could be doing some squats right now. You could be doing some shoulder presses. You could be doing some lunges. You can be doing some bicep curls, some hammer curls. You could be definitely doing something while listening to this. It is good multitasking, by the way. So as we know, daily movement is everything. Bring a little joy in it and that'll change your life. That will make you stick to it rather than quit, right? And so of course, daily movement is going to help your physical health, your mental health. It'll put you in a better mood. Have you ever gone to a class or started a walk and you were like, oh, I'm loathing this. I don't want to do this. And 5 minutes later, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. If you are just listening to me right now, I'm doing a little dance while I'm recording this, but that's what it feels like when you're doing something and you're moving and it's bringing you joy. You get a smile, you get in a better mood. And when you're in a better mood, you're less likely to be depressed, right? You're less likely to be anxious. You will actually also decrease the risk of stress. Okay. Joyful movement, daily movement is going to help you with your stress. We all have stress, right? So make sure that you're incorporating daily movement into your life. And this will also decrease your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Y'all, my dad passed away a month and a half ago of Alzheimer's disease. I'm not going to cry. I get teary thinking about it. But what I actually love my dad, and what I realized watching him deteriorate for 4 years is I thought, wow, my dad never made movement a priority. He sat at his desk all the time. You know that sitting is the new smoking, right? But my dad sat. And when he wasn't sitting at his desk, he was a workaholic. He was then sitting on the couch watching TV. He was a TV-aholic too. He watched more TV and movies than anyone I know. God rest his soul. I love him. Not healthy. But he did not move. And so guess what happens when we don't move? We actually get more inflammation in our brains, which then causes dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And so it was not a surprise that my dad got this as compared to my mom, who has always made joyful movement part of her life. She is thriving. She is thriving. She is so with it. She reads like a book a week, hosts a book club. She is in charge of her. I mean, my mom's amazing. See, I said it again in one podcast. But can you see the difference? Like, how do you want to age? How do you want to live? And then in addition, it actually helps your self-esteem. You know that after you work out, you're like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm snapping my fingers. I'm dancing. I'm doing some weird thing with my head, by the way, if you're just listening to this, and I'm clapping. Because when you work out and you do joyful movement, your shoulders go a little bit taller, right? They go back a little more. You're standing a little bit taller. Your chin's up. You're smiling. You're feeling good. You're feeling pretty. You're feeling sexy. You're feeling healthy and happy. That's what this will do for you. So tell me out loud right now, be like, yes, if you're going to incorporate daily joyful movement. Don't look at it as torturous exercise or you will never stick to it. We want you to stick to it. We want you to do this for life. Number 6 of the crazy 8s is daily gratitude and daily sparkle. Yeah, I'm going to do a whole episode on sparkle, but first things first, daily gratitude is going to change your life. Every day, think of the things in your life that are amazing, that are wonderful, that are blessings. It could be tiny little things like I'm grateful for this plant in my office because I love real plants. Daily gratitude for me is like, I just thank God that I got to be near my kids this summer. I'm so thankful for that. I'm grateful for my husband who puts up with me every day and laughs at my cheesy jokes. I'm so grateful for this body that God gave me that can move and do joyful movement, and for this community that has been a game changer in my life, for the LadyBoss community filled with women who are hype girls for each other, who get me, who encourage me, and teach me. I'm grateful for, I mean, I just go on and on and on each morning, and it makes me focus on the positives instead of, let's think of the opposite. Could you imagine waking up every day and you're like, ugh, I cannot believe I have to take out the trash. I can't believe I have these bills to pay. I can't believe, that my hair is not looking good today. Like, it's all of that. All of a sudden, my face looked sad. My shoulders went down. My posture went down. My energy went down. And I felt crappy in that 10 seconds, just giving you that silly list, as opposed to, I'm grateful for this. And like I said, even if you're having a challenging week, you can find something to be grateful for, right? And so daily gratitude helps with our self-confidence. It helps with our daily optimism. It helps with our happiness, our energy. It helps us have better empathy for others as well. It boosts our mental health and well-being. It actually makes us more patient too. I know, so wild, right? Helps our mood, helps us combat anxiety and depression, and it just helps us focus on what matters. And so daily gratitude is amazing. And then with that being said, I want to also talk to you about daily sparkle. And what that means in our LadyBoss community is reaching out to someone and saying something nice to them, doing something nice for another, noticing someone, seeing them. It could be complimenting them. It could be noticing, sending a nice text to someone. Oh my gosh, do one of these things a day and you will become a changed person. In fact, I challenge you today to go 5 days straight of saying something nice to someone, complimenting someone, giving a smile to someone, noticing someone, sending a nice text to someone, maybe send snail mail. I know, so old school, right? To someone. And you will love it. It's part of my daily life now, like to the point where my husband's like, okay, you have told the last 3 people you saw something nice. Like, wow. He doesn't even say like, do you have to do that? He's just like, whoa, I don't even think of that. I'm like, because you're not doing it every day. It's actually part of, it's like my exercise now. It's like choosing to drink water over something else. Like, it just becomes an intrinsic habit. And daily gratitude, daily sparkle will make you a happier human. And when you're happy, you're just like, I want to keep doing more of that. Okay, so next, let's go to the next one. And that is every day doing something that's working on your passion, on what you feel your purpose is. And also, like, it could be like every day do something that is your hobby. What is that thing that you can express your creativity or help you grow or learn? What is that thing so that you're always growing, right? And what I mean by this is like when you're doing something daily that works on your hobby, maybe it's gardening, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's reading a book a week, maybe it's doing something within a community, maybe you're teaching something to someone, something like that. It will actually help you become more knowledgeable. And like I said, when we're growing, it's so good for us as humans. It boosts our creativity. And when all of that happens, it boosts our brain health. Our brain health is so important. I highly recommend following Dr. Daniel Amen. Kevin, my husband's worked with him for a couple years, and brain health is so, so important. And so when you're doing something that is challenging you and teaching you something, oh my goodness, it's the best. And when you do that, you can also have a new connection with others who have the same passion, the same purpose, the same hobby as you. And you can connect with them, learn from them, share fun stories with them, and have new friendships. And I know that as we get older, friendships are so important, right? Okay. And so the next one, oh yeah, this is a must. It is do something every single day that is fun. I know. Yeah. I'm all about the fun. And this also includes daily laughter. Every day, you got to laugh, right? And so even on sad days, I will find a reason to laugh. I will find a video that makes me laugh. I will call someone who's going to make me laugh, especially on a sad day. Here's a quote from Stella McCartney. She says, "Laugh, my friend, for laughter ignites a fire within the pit of your belly and awakens your being." Can I read that again? Laugh, my friend, for laughter ignites a fire in the pit of your belly and awakens your being. Yeah, laughter can awaken us. Like, how cool is that? And I just every day, it's so important. And I have another, it says, if we're not having fun, what's the point of living? Right? We should always be having fun. Yes, I know there are serious times. I know there are sad times. I know there are times we need to not laugh, but if you can bring laughter or find laughter into your everyday, it'll help reduce your stress and your anxiety. It'll increase your self-esteem. It'll help you with your motivation, even. It'll help with your energy. It'll help with your sleep. Actually, I found this really interesting. People who experience more positivity live longer, healthier lives. Okay, so with that being said, you're going to find a reason to laugh every day, right? I mean, we've got YouTube, we've got Instagram, we've got TikTok, we've got everything on our TVs that can make us laugh. And like I said, you could always phone a friend and be like, tell me something funny from your day today to one of your fun friends. But those are my crazy eights. You might be like, okay, that was wild, Molly. I'm going to refresh what they were really quick. So we've got each day, personal development / Bible study. 2, prayer, meditation, manifestation, and breathing. 3, good fuel, good food, good mood. 4, hydration with H2O, baby. 5, joyful movement every day. Yeah, every day. Okay, so with that, I want to say one thing. We do take Sundays off, and I say it's the Lord's day. I'm not working out today, but I actually do move on Sundays. We go for some sort of walk, my husband and I together, where we chat together, we connect before the week starts, and we move, because it's so weird. I don't know about you, but once you get into doing movement every single day, the day you don't move is like you feel tight. So a nice walk on a Sunday will help you just loosen up and feel mentally better. Okay, I just want to throw that in there. Number 6 is daily gratitude and sparkle. We call it sparkle because basically you're just like shining light on someone. You're basically throwing confetti on them, and you're just like, I see you. I'm celebrating you. You're awesome. I see this in you. I notice this, all of that. I mean, wouldn't the world be a better place if we all spread sparkle like that every single day? Oh my goodness. And on our kids and on our spouse, on our friends. Oh my gosh, they're going to be like, give me more of that. Number 7 is doing something every day toward your passion, your purpose, your hobby, so that you can grow and be stimulated, so you can increase your creativity. And when that happens, you have better brain health. Number 8, do something fun. Make yourself laugh. Do something that'll make you laugh. I promise you, it will be a game changer. So those are my 8 crazy 8s. This is how I have gone from being someone who dreaded things that'll help my health. I was like, do I have to? Can I just be one of those people that are naturally healthy and fit and all of that? No, I have to work at it. But this is how I've made it fun and a lifestyle. I've made it easy on myself instead of stressful. So that's why I had to share this with you in episode number 3. A lot of us stress so much about it. We think we have to be perfect. We have to have this regimented, hard, life when it comes to our health and our fitness. No, make it fun, make it easy, do the crazy 8s, and you will not only be healthier physically, but you will be healthier and happier mentally. It is a game changer. So thank you so much for joining. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We would love for you to share the entire podcast with a friend, or if there's an episode that speaks to you, please share that with a friend. You could share it on social. You can give the link to people. Our goal is just to brighten the day of women out there and help all of us just feel more comfortable and confident in our skin. And I want to help you just have better habits that you don't just have today, that you have for a lifetime. I want us to all live and have the most happy life. My wish for you is that you do more of the things that make you happy, that you have a healthy life, that you live life boldly, and that every day you remember how awesome and powerful you are. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you on the next podcast, and go live your crazy 8 life. All right. See y'all later.